All right, we're going to do a Monster Mash, Monster Madness record show and tell, and it's going to be wonderful. But first, the little thing I did during a video, or the little thing I said, I didn't do anything, but the thing I said about it, whoever can guess where I'm getting Emma's Big Breakfast from, the guy that guessed it was, is Sean Waymer, and I told him I was going to send him some Red Fox albums, but I'm waiting for something special to come in the mail, and that way he gets my old copy. So you're going to be getting the Red Fox stuff, and you're going to be getting something else that is kind of hard to come by for an amount of money that's reasonable. Anyway, and also here is something great, or something I think is great. Now this is from the very first time I ever saw the Ramones. And I took these pictures with those cameras where the film used to be like a disc. Anyway, so there was no zoom on those things. You just snap the picture, and if you wanted to be closer to something, you had to walk up to it. So the zoom lens was your legs. Anyway, so I think I had a couple more pictures from the show, but I don't know where they are because it was 1988. So a lot of time has gone by, but I did save these two pictures, so that's how close I was. And the reason why I was that close is because this was in a bar called The Graduate in Isla Vista, California. It was on the Santa Barbara College grounds. Anyway, and I got this flyer at a record store that I stopped by in, I guess, Santa Barbara. Or maybe it was at the Isla Vista town. I can't remember. Anyway, this was on the desk when I bought the record, so I grabbed it. And so this is my little memory lane of the very first time I saw the Ramones with the Lazy Cowgirls and the Adolescents without Tony Adolescent singing. Rick Agnew was singing at this show. The reason why I'm showing that is because look what I came across on the internet. And I'm very pleased with it. The print is big, and I didn't expect it to be big like I wanted it. Usually when you buy a shirt, the print is kind of small. Anyway, here we go. Check this out. And there it is. It's a t-shirt of the flyer I just showed you. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable. Can't believe this thing exists. I thought I was the only person in the world that had a copy of that flyer. Anyway, so let's do the rest of the video, and I'm going to be doing it in my great Ramones t-shirt that means a lot to me because it was the first time I seen them, and it was in a tiny bar. Wow. And it wasn't, the day before, it wasn't sold out. And the reason I know that is because I went to the Warehouse Music. No, it was the Music Plus on Highland Avenue in San Bernardino, where I was living at the time. And I went to buy a ticket to go see him at the Palladium with the Dickies. But the Palladium was sold out. And I think it was that night. Yeah, I think it was that night. Anyway, and I go, I asked for the ticket, and the lady goes, no, there's no more tickets left of that. Those are all gone. I go, oh. She goes, but they're playing the next night in Santa Barbara. We have tickets left for that. I go, okay, I'll take a ticket to the Santa Barbara show. And that Santa Barbara show, you'll have to get on the internet and check out The Graduate in Isla Vista. Now, that place was small. I don't think it was the size of this house I'm living in. And the Ramones and the Adolescents were playing, and it wasn't sold out. Now, when I got there, there was a sign on the door that said sold out. But like a day or two before the show, it's not sold out? but the Palladium is. That was wild. So I'm glad the Palladium was sold out because I got to see a special Ramones show that was an afternoon show. So when I left the Ramones concert, sun was still up. It was setting, but it was still up. Never forget that. All right. I don't know why this record is out, but I'll show it. It doesn't have anything to do with the records I'm about to show. Here we go. This is Eddie and the Subtitles. And this is an orange vinyl record. And this thing, the song American Society, that's the good song. I mean, the album cover is really cool, but the good song on this is American Society. The rest of them, who knows. Anyway, let's get into the Monster records. And I think I'm just going to show the records. I don't think I'm going to take them out because I've already shown these. King Kong Escapes. This is a fun record to have. It sounds like the music behind the scenes in the movie. There you go. King Kong Escapes. A great monster movie record. The original King Kong. A very, very superb soundtrack to a very, very perfect movie. And King Kong 1976. Great soundtrack to a movie that is bad and good. It's not like the 1933 King Kong. That damn thing is perfect. Sound is perfect. Everything about it is great. This thing is a mixed bag. But the soundtrack's pretty good in most parts. And here is the soundtrack to King Kong Lives. Now, everybody says this movie is no good. And nobody really likes it. I've never seen it. Never saw this movie. I don't have a DVD of it. I guess I could get one. But the soundtrack is kind of fun to listen to if you speed it up. Of King Kong Lives. So there's the greatest monster ever. Let's get into another monster. Ooh, this is a heavy monster. Man, this is all over the place. I just might show you this. Hold on. This is going to be tough to get into without spilling it everywhere. This is the very, very, very complete soundtrack to the movie Alien. And the movie Alien has a big monster in it. That's why I'm showing it. All the stuff that came with it. I don't know how this got out of the bag. Maybe it's not supposed to be in the bag. And, here are the records. Each one with a different cover. And this is everything. So what you hear in the movie, every single thing you hear in the movie, as far as the soundtrack, is on these 4 LPs, plus a bunch of stuff that you've never heard in the movie because it's not in the movie. That's also on these. And it was performed by the National Philharmonic Orchestra. That's all it says. Anyway, there you go. The soundtrack to Alien. And talk about a monster movie. Geez. Getting these in here is kind of tough. So, there's the monster. Let's get on to another monster record. Let's dig these out here. Let's just do this. There. Let's take this sticker out of here because it's blocking. Oh, geez, I tore the plastic. Anyway, Salem's Lot. that has a vampire monster in it. And this is the Starsky and Hutch guy. David Soul. Yeah, this is the David Soul version of Salem's Lot. But I don't call him David Soul. I call him Zabo de Borba. His name was Zabo de Borba when he did an episode of All in the Family. And he had Archie worried. So, this is the Salem's Lot soundtrack to the TV show with Zabo de Borba. And I don't know when this TV show was on. 1980? Maybe 1979? You tell me. But that's a pretty scary monster. Oh, and also it sounds really good. Here's another monster that's not scary, but it's still in the monster verse. Mothra. And this is fun to listen to. It's not scary or nothing, but it's Mothra, and Mothra qualifies as a monster, and this is a fun record. This thing's easy to pick up. If you see it in your record store, slam your money down on the counter. Well, I guess now you use a card. Anyway, pick this up. You won't regret this. This sounds, it's fun, it's exciting, it's Mothra. Okay, we're getting down to it. Here's another monster record. And this is the newest teenage singing group, the Munsters, inspired by the TV characters, the Munsters. And this one's autographed by Little Eddie. And this is not music from the TV show. This is kind of a little disappointment, but it's definitely a monster record. It says Munsters right on the front of it, and the cast, they look very scary, like monsters. So this got into the video of the monster records. All right, those are all fun and exciting monsters. I have one album left to show you, and this is the biggest monster of all times. And, hold on. Oh, geez, I should stick that back in with the Mothra record. Anyway. Oh, and this alien thing. Okay, like I was saying, this is the scariest monster of all time, and this monster's not entertaining. This monster is very, very scary, and it sucks that this monster actually exists, because this is a real monster. Those others are that's just imaginary. There's nothing scary about that. This is not imaginary, this is real. And this is terrifying. So here we go. This is the soundtrack to the movie Mississippi Burning. This soundtrack is terrifying. This is probably the scariest, well, except for the Jim Jones record that I have, and the dog barking record. This is one of the scariest records I own. This monster, I wish this damn thing didn't exist, but it does. And it's a horrible monster, and I hate it. Ugh. Anyway, dig the shirt. One more look at the flyer. Wow. Can't believe somebody's making these. And I was at this show. So this is a happy video. And Sean Waymer, I haven't forgotten about you. I'm waiting on something in the mail. And then you're going to get a box of records. Okay, that's it. That's my Monster Madness MASH video. There's nothing else. Besides some cool shows coming up. I'm going to see Negative Approach once again down in fabulous Hamtramck at Smalls. And that's your concert update for Hamtramck for now.